My students knew I had been wanting to do this for a long time, so they really celebrated with me when we found out.
And Jeopardy provides an opportunity for us to rectify that problem.
Even if I lose my very first game, I'm still just so excited to have made it here.
Hi, kids.
How did this get started?
So for this show, I took the online test last year, and then if you are successful enough in the online test, you get put into a pool of people who might be selected to do an in-person interview and test, and then a game. And Mr. Vest and I both got selected because we were pretty lucky, and we both went to Oklahoma City the second week in August, and we had to take a second test because the first one's online. They don't know if you're cheating or not, so you have to take one on paper. And you have to do an in-person interview to see if you have the personality to be on a game show, and you play a little practice game.
Got mine. I was actually in Las Vegas at the time because I had been there for fun and to try out for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which I'm also in the contestant pool for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but they didn't call me, so their loss.
What did you guys do during the show?
They met us at like 6:45 in the morning in the hotel lobby, and we had to bring all these extra outfits because they film 5 episodes per day. So if you were in multiple episodes, you had to bring outfits, and so everybody had to bring outfits just in case. And we got on a bus and took a long bus ride through LA to the studio. And then we got to the studio, and they put us in the green room, which is where they keep all the people before they do the show. And then we had to do a bunch of practice rounds, we had to do interviews, we had to put makeup. Everybody put on so much makeup, we all looked pretty ridiculous, honestly.
Where we hung out and just talked to everybody and got to know one another, and also watched movies until it was our time to be called out.
How much money did you make?
Since it's a teacher tournament, they really hooked us up here and made us feel, they treated us like royalty the whole time. You know, normally a Jeopardy contestant has to pay for everything to get out there, hotels, and you're only guaranteed to get $1,000 if you get third place and $2,000 if you get second place. And if you win, you earn what you get. Well, with us though, they did it differently. We were all guaranteed at least $5,000. We all got a $2,500 grant for our classroom, and they paid for all of our expenses: flight, hotel, gave us a per diem to buy for food and luggage fees and taxis and anything like that. So honestly, I feel like the least you walked away with was almost 10 grand there by the time it's all said and done. But if you kept winning, you won more. We could earn up to $100,000. The winner of the tournament got $100,000, and the rest kind of fall in between. So you have to watch to find out how much we won, because we can't tell you.
Have you ever been to the Masters?
I lived in Augusta for 6 years. Went every year there. When we were there, I went back in 2015. So a couple years ago, I was able to take my family back again. So I've been there. It's got a very, very special part in my heart for the national, for just the community in general, and just it's a neat event. It's a neat tournament. I was actually very excited about it. The reason being because I have actually met Sergio Garcia when we lived in Augusta, and I was walking around with my friend there. He was there, and I got to meet him and talk to him. So I've been a Sergio fan for a long time. So I was actually excited about him winning the tournament this year. It's just amazing. The camera just doesn't do it, sir. It doesn't do it justice. There's so many undulations, so many changes in elevation that you can kind of tell on the camera, but in real life, when you're there, you can see the challenge that they have with it, not only to get to the green, but on the green. There's just a lot of variation to the course that way. It's just a very pristine, very, very beautiful environment. I always joked with my friend when I went there. I said, this is going to be the year that I'm going to find a weed on the golf course. And he'd always just kind of chuckle and he'd say, good luck.